All right. YouTube, Tekken 8 stages. Some are good. Some are absolute trash. And what I want to do today is rank all of the stages in this game based on my own personal preference. A lot of this is going to come down to consistencies or inconsistencies in the stages. Some stages I think are just cooler than others and more fun to play on. Some are an absolute nightmare and I wish were removed from the game or legitimately banned from tournament. And that's not even me being salty or trying to complain. I think there are some stages in this game that are so poorly designed and so buggy that I think that they should be completely banned from tournament play. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about the first stage here, the arena stage. And by the way, since this is going on the second channel, I'm not going to bother spending an hour editing this, so I'm just going to talk with my chat sometimes, too. There will be timestamps, at least in the description, when I'm talking about stages. I have to go for a while in case I'm not able to come back, so thank you so much for streaming, even when you don't feel like it. You're my favorite streamer. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Zach. I hope you have a good night, man. I appreciate the kind words a ton. Thank you so, so much. So the arena stage here, I think this stage is fine. Right, I don't find there to be any problems with this stage. Like, when I do a normal combo on this stage and I get to the wall, there's nothing jank that's going on with the wall. Everything feels normal, right? Like, if I do my from crouch down 4-3 and try micro dashing into my down 1+2, it works fine. There aren't any weird jank angles I generally find on this stage. It just works, right? It's consistent. I never really have any problems with this stage. It's not doing anything fun or flashy, but it's perfectly fine. And that's, I think, what its intention was to be. It's like the arena stage in Tekken 4. It's supposed to be a stage that's perfectly fine, doesn't have anything weird going on, isn't janky, and just works. So I'm gonna give the arena stage a solid A. It's fine, right? Like, again, there's nothing bad about it. It works. It's not like blowing my socks off. I don't get excited when I see the arena stage, but it's fine. Let's move on to the next one. Stage is alright. It's got fists and holograms and a big screen. The big screen is nice. Like, I will say I appreciate the aesthetics going on with it in the background too. Being able to see the hologram of the characters that are being played is really nice. And the big screen up in the back too is pretty neat. And I feel like it's out of the way enough that it's not distracting while you're playing. Like, you don't notice it. Like, the stage is fine. Aesthetically, it's neat. The confetti coming from the sky as well, you don't really notice while playing, and it just works. So, it's fine. It's all right. Going on to stage number 2, the underground arena stage. Now, this stage, I'm not going to rate as highly for 2 reasons. 1, visibility. It's a red stage. And personal opinion, I hate and loathe red stages. But the other problem is this takes away a lot of the simplicity of the normal arena stage with the wall breaks. And the wall breaks, the wall explosions here would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that you have sometimes, and I hope that I can demonstrate this here in practice mode, where you'll like be here, right? And like wall splat the opponent and then do something like this. And then see how it just realigns and then there it didn't break the wall for some reason, but sometimes it will break the wall. And so when you're in a position like this, where you wall splat the opponent and you're trying to do your combo and set up for Oki and stuff, sometimes the wall just doesn't work. There he was a little bit side turned, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. But yeah, if I do like this, like that's what I mean, right? So the character is gravitating towards the corner, but the problem is because of how stages work in this game where they try to gravitate you towards the corner, it's also gravitating you towards the wall break. And so sometimes you have situations where you like want to set up for Oki or you want to set up for the wall and you just don't know if they're actually going to like hit the wall explosion or not, and it makes the stage a little bit random. I don't like it. So between that and the visibility, this stage is I find it inconsistent, and I don't like how it looks, and I don't like how the gimmicks work. So I'm bumping this down to a C. It's just it's not a stage that I loathe, but I really don't like it. Moving on to the next one here. That is Lydia. Urban Square. Urban Square is fine. Like it's a not stage like Arena, where a lot of the time where I'm playing on this stage, it's not like a big issue. The thing I hate about this stage is that they use this stage for advertisements. Genuinely. Like, I think that's complete bullshit that you pay $70 for a game, you load into the game, and while you're playing the game, you get Karate Kid and Nike ads on the stage that you're playing. That's the biggest problem with this stage. I also do sometimes have a couple of issues, particularly with the corners, where sometimes it's it can be a little bit what's the word? Inconsistent, I suppose, at times, and it happens rarely, and I don't know why it happens, but there definitely are times where it's like it's not as consistent as the Arena stage, but it's perfectly fine for the most part. It's just it's a fine stage. It doesn't have anything special going for it. It looks fine, but I'm going to dock it a point because of the stupid Nike and Karate Kid advertisements, because frankly, I think that's bullshit. So I'll put it in B. It's fine. It works. It's functional, but it doesn't have anything special going for it, and it's just advertisement central. Urban Square can ruin the day of 3 hot dog stand owners. Also a good point. Yeah, this stage has also spawned the meme of there's a fucking cheetah running in Times Square, and then the hot dog man also eats shit, which is both funny and sad. So also got a dock a point for that. But yeah, there's nothing that's really going on special with this stage. Despite the ads, I love the sunset version of the stage, especially because it snows on the final round. That's a good point too, but the advertisements just get to me personally. Yakushima. Yakushima is just, like, fine. I mean, this is another one where there's nothing going on with the stage. It's essentially a pseudo-infinite stage, right? It looks nice. The deer in the background are very funny, but they're fine. I like how dynamic the stage is, too, right? I like how you have these bits of the stage where there's water, and then you go up here, and then there's land. I think that's really cool. I think it's a nice touch that adds to an otherwise bland stage. And the walls are very far away, but when you actually do get to the wall on this stage, it works. See, you say Yakushima, but the stage is fine. Like, I've never had a problem with this stage. It looks really nice. I like what's going on in the background. I think it's the most aesthetically pleasing stage in the game. And even though, yeah, you know, it's like the walls are very far away and you are very rarely going to get to them, infinite stages have a place in this game. So I think it's good. This is a tough one though. June lived here and I don't like June, so personally I dock points. I see. I'm not on the same camp as you. I'm gonna tentatively put it in S tier. Like, there's no problem. Again, there's no problems with it. Everything on the stage works. It looks really nice. It has unique things going on with it that don't interfere with the actual game. It's bright. You can see what's going on. I have no complaints about the stage whatsoever. So S tier. I think it's nothing else I can really say about it. Next stage, Coliseum. Now, this is a stage I have some problems with. I also put something on Discord. I was so hyped when I jumped that. I was like, I need to clip that. I'll look at it. I'll look at it after I do the stage thing, just because I don't want to edit this video for the second channel. But I promise I'll take a look at it. So Coliseum, I have a little bit more of a problem with because there are two issues I have with the stage. One, the stage is smaller than Yakushima, right? So if I go back to character selection here, just to show you the length of the stage. Give me a moment here. It has to load. You can see that Yakushima is 120 units across, and Coliseum is 70. It's half the length of Yakushima, which means there are a lot of times where you're actually going to get to the wall on Coliseum. It's not going to happen always, but it's going to happen a lot of the time. And look, this is actually an oval too, so if you end up sidestepping and going up or down, then it's even more likely. I mean, it's about double, it's a little less than double the length of Rebel Hangar after the wall blast, just to give you an idea. So it's going to happen. And the problem with Coliseum of Fate is that you have a stage where you are going to get to the wall on occasion. Like, it happens. And it's very difficult to actually tell. I need to stop him from sidestepping. It's very difficult to actually tell where the walls are, right? So if I do a combo from, like, here, this should get to the wall. Ah, shit. But you can see I'm here, and I don't have a clear idea of where the wall is, right? It's not as bad as some other stages, but there needs to be a visible tell, because I can see the wall around here, but when it's an oval like this, especially because it's an oval and not a circle, it doesn't give me a clear idea as to where the wall actually is, right? That's the issue. And also, I think the stage is just boring, right? And then you can also see, too, because this is another thing about this stage, too, because even though that Kazuya is standing straight up, because this stage is designed to be a series of, like, squares, you can see how we become parallel to the wall after the characters stand up, right? So, unlike a stage like Times Square, where it's a square and they wake up and they stay perpendicular to the wall, here you and the opponent just become parallel because the game is constantly trying to shift you into a corner that doesn't exist. So this stage kind of sucks. Like, it's boring. It's not aesthetically interesting at all. It's hard to tell where the walls are. The game shifts you in what feels like a random direction because the wall is just made up of a bunch of squares and corners. So the game is constantly trying to shift you. Like there, you saw that. The game was there. He got stuck because he was getting shifted into a corner that the game thinks exists here but doesn't actually exist. It's terrible. This is an awful stage. I hate this stage. This is one of my least favorite stages in the entire game. I'm gonna give it a C. It's not as bad where I think it should be removed from the game. That's what F tier is for. But I think the stage sucks. It's a C. I like the stage just to use on practice. That's fair. The stage was on hitbox issues too. Some of the moves just randomly whiff if it shifts. Yeah, exactly. And that's like part of the problem, right? It's not as egregious because it's such a big stage, so it doesn't come up all the time. But the walls on this stage are so inconsistent. It's like, if this stage was smaller, it would be an F tier. Like, I'm almost tempted to put this in F tier just because for the purpose that serves Yakushima is a better stage. But for now, I'm going to tentatively put it in C tier. I might move it down the F tier. I don't know. But I'm just going to keep it in C for now. Look at the screen, Michael. No footprints in the sand. Stop. All right, next one. Rebel Hangar. Not really too many issues with this stage, right? This isn't one of those stages I see it and I go, oh my god, this stage is so sick. But I do think it's nice. I think it's quite a bit better than Arena because, one, it's consistent, right? So, like, if I do a combo, again, oops, and I do something here, I don't know why the game is giving me so many issues, but, like, I don't have any problems with how this works. And you can see it shifting us into the corner, but that's because he's off axis, right? So that's fine. That's normal. But yeah, if I like do a combo here and I do this, you can see that the shift is it happens, but it's much more minimal than on Coliseum, so you can readjust for it a little bit better. It's not really that much of an issue, although it is there. It's fine. And what I like about this stage is how much it encourages positioning because of the balcony break, right? So the balcony break only being on one side, the background here, means that your positioning and your wall positioning matters a lot more on this stage than other stages, because other stages are just going to have like an explosion here, an explosion there, explosion in the background, explosion in the foreground. And here, because it's only on one side, you really have to take that into account. Center stage also obviously does this. And when you break this as well, then, you know, getting your max wall carry combo is super important for being able to get all the way to the wall. Now, the one complaint, though, I have about this stage is that there is an inconsistency in the balcony break. If I break the balcony here, this is the only balcony break in the game where I cannot do down forward 4 slide 4 with Lydia, and I don't know why there's that inconsistency. Other balcony breaks, it's fine. Like, if I do that on Center stage, in fact, I can show this real quick, unless I'm losing my marbles and I'm thinking of something completely different. The down forward 4 slide 4 should work here, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna feel like a damn idiot. But it should work. So let me get here. Boop. Damn, I feel like a complete idiot then. I don't know what I'm thinking of then. Maybe I'm thinking of like a hard wall break. So never mind. That's not an inconsistency. I thought it was just on this stage, but I guess I never tested it on the Center stage because it doesn't come up as often. But hi, Amy. Hello, hello. Welcome in. But yeah, I think the stage is fine, right? You do this, you go into here, you do your max wall carry combo to be able to convert to the other wall. Why did I just not get an input there? I don't know. And then when the next round starts, then you have the explosions to your back and the opponent's back, so when you play around that, it's fine. It's a perfectly fine stage. So I'm just gonna throw it in A tier. Like, again, no complaints about it. It feels consistent. I've never really had an issue with this stage. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a stage I absolutely love. I don't... When I see the stage come up, I'm not like, oh, yeah, it's the best stage ever, but it's fine. It's okay. I like this one. Yeah, again, I think it's fine. Also, the only wall blast that doesn't switch sides, which is cool. Yeah, that's also nice, too. You know, you can keep your... Yeah, so you can... Unlike, what stage is it that I'm thinking of? I don't know. We'll get to it. I mean, I guess the underground arena, but that's not the stage I'm thinking of. But either way, I guess like Center stage, when you can choose to break the wall and then keep your Oki, and usually stages where like the wall break happens and then it switches sides is pretty bad for you. But yeah, maybe thinking of less because I think you land before your opponent. I don't know what it is that I'm thinking of, but yeah, go solid A. It's fine. I just did perfect electric. So you did perfect electric and taunt jet upper all in the span of like 30 minutes. Real Mishima player over here.
You shall make a fine sacrifice.
Okay. This stage needs to be removed from the game. This is one of those stages that I think is absolutely not okay for a tournament. And there are a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that you can't tell where the wall is, right? So I think that they try laying down this lava to kind of tell you where it is. But then you can also see over here that there's also lava. So you can't actually tell where the actual wall is. Like, you can see I'm hitting Kazuya against it, and there's this invisible wall that he's hitting. And because these rocks are all jagged, you can't tell, like, where they are at all. And on top of that, when things happen on this stage, like, there are a lot of times where you will hit the opponent, and it'll just go sidewall for no reason. You'll be playing a game with your opponent, and you'll just... like, do your wall combo, and then you try doing something, and it's not happening here, but then, for whatever reason, they'll just go sidewall, and then you'll lose your combo for, like, for no reason at all, and it's a goddamn mess. Yeah, like, there, see that? That's exactly what I mean. That kind of thing happens all the time on this stage. And whenever you see the stage in tournament, you see this happen. You see drops at the wall. You see moves randomly whiff at the wall. It's a complete circus. This stage is a goddamn mess. And it, honest to God, like you can, like, look at this. Look at how I'm doing 1, 2, 2 and how we're moving, right? So I'm doing 1, 2, 2 here. And you see how, like, look how Lydia is getting sucked into the corner over here and how we're becoming parallel to the wall instead of just keeping our position here. So, like, I sidestep Kazi here, 1, 2, 2. Now look, like, his back's no longer to the wall. Why? Why is this stage like this? It makes no goddamn sense. This is an easy F tier. This is one of the worst stages in the game. This is one of those stages I think needs to be banned in competitive play. It's genuinely just awful. It's atrocious how bad it is. Let me move all of these down real quick here so it's a little easier to tell what's actually an F tier. Yeah, I think that everyone would agree with me that this stage is just a colossal piece of garbage. Oh, sorry. Didn't turn on my display capture. Yeah, there you go. It's an F tier. It's awful. And I think anyone would agree with me that this is a terrible, terrible, terrible stage. Tauntjet Upper took me just 3 days and 30 minutes. Perfect Electric took me 5 minutes on an accident. Kazuya is calling to you, and that should scare you.
You shall make a fine sacrifice.
Do you trailer stage man? It can't be removed. I know, and I hate it. Wait, Wall Blast, but I also think with Helicopter, I don't know the name, Eddie fighting versus Nina in the story mode. Yeah, that one also does it, yes. I don't remember what the name of the stage is too, but yeah. Okay, so Descending the Subconsciousness is a weird stage. Because I think that the concept behind this stage is really cool. You start out with a stage that has relatively small walls. You can get the Oki, but then you have a double floor break here, of course, right? And then that floor break knocks you down to another floor. And then that floor is a single floor break, and it's a little bit bigger of a stage. And then you go down to essentially an infinite stage. I think that's neat. The problem, though, that I have with this stage is that, one, this has the same problem as the R stage, where the walls can be really inconsistent, right? It has that problem sometimes. It's not as bad as some R stages, but it's definitely noticeable. The other problem is that this stage is very, like, it makes some characters very good. So if I switch over to, like, Yoshi, for example, Yoshi just becomes insane on this stage. Having any stage that has a double floor break like this for Yoshi is crazy. Because he has, like, this, right? He has this, and then obviously this grab is also really good for Yoshi. So being able to have a stage like this is so good, because now you can convert to the wall and then boop, boop, boop. And then for Oki, when he stands up, we can just do this and then get another combo, right? So this stage is like, it's neat, but the balancing behind it is really bad, because if you play a character or against a character that really excels in breaking the floor, and you're playing a character like, say, Fakamram, who excels at breaking the wall, then the character that breaks the wall is just at such a huge disadvantage on this stage. And that would be fine if it wasn't for Tekken World Tour rules, and I keep harping on this because I think it's important. If it wasn't for Tekken World Tour rules saying that stage has to be random. If you could pick stage, then I think it would be a little bit more reasonable. But the fact stages are random means if you have a matchup and, like, say that it's Yoshimitsu versus yeah, let's just say for the sake of example, Fakamram, right? this is going to make this matchup even more one-sided because Yoshimitsu very clearly has a huge advantage here, and if Yoshimitsu is able to break off, not only does Yoshimitsu get an advantage off of the floor breaks, but then if you have a character like Fakenram who excels at the wall and wall breaks, one, he doesn't have the wall breaks. Two, Yoshimitsu's advantage after he breaks the floor continues to improve because the stages get bigger and bigger, and that means Fakenram isn't able to enforce wall pressure more and more as the floor breaks. So this stage is just a mess in terms of balance. This stage alone, in my opinion, changes the strength of some characters. And it's so random and so swinging for this reason that I actually think this stage should be banned in a competitive environment. So while I personally think the stage is really cool, and also it's a giant Soul Calibur reference, I love it, so it should go in the S tier. It's personal bias. From a competitive standpoint, this stage should be banned. It is simultaneously one of the coolest and most interesting stages in the game, and it is also awful and should be straight up banned in tournament. So yeah. Yeah, King as well. King is another really good example. Armor King, I'm sure, is going to be another one too. W stage because Raven was revealed here. It's a cool stage, don't get me wrong. Like, if anyone's gonna like the stage, is me. Again, it's just a giant Soul Calibur reference, but I can't. In a tournament setting, this stage is so goddamn random and swingy, and it affects characters' strength so much that I can't say that this is a good stage. I can't. Raven front crouch sweep launching is also crazy on the stage. Also true. Yeah, 100% correct. Like, there are so many examples of broken ass setups that you can do on this stage. And again, depending on the character you're playing against, it's just going to get better and better for that character and worse for the other one. It's terrible from a competitive standpoint. It's so poorly designed. All right, Sanctum.
You shall make a fine sacrifice.
This stage is weird. I think one of the biggest problems I have with this stage is it's very hard to tell how much the wall has been broken, because the thing that signifies if the wall's been broken or not is if there's a hole right here or not. But the problem is that this is inconsistent in showing you if a wall is about to be broken, because if you look at like Mishima Dojo, for instance, the wall breaks on that stage when you do a wall splat as well. So you kind of look at that and you don't really think about it because it happens on other stages. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, this is what actually breaks the wall, so you gotta be paying attention to that. And then there's an example as well where sometimes you can get off access to a point where you can't actually see if the wall is about to be broken. So you kind of just need to know, right? So like if I sidestep like this, I can't tell from this position if the wall is about to be broken or not. So I have to remember. Not only do I have to remember if the wall has been hit one time or not and it can be broken, but I also have to remember which one it was. Was it the one on the right or the one on the left? And that's terrible design, right? It doesn't come up all the time, but these kind of situations like right here do come up, and it's really important for you to know if like this move is going to break the wall or not, right? And this is a problem that comes up quite often at every level of play, because there's no good visual indicator to see if the wall is about to be broken. There are a lot of times where you'll get a wall spot and then accidentally break the wall after using your screw, and now you're like, ah, fuck, because now I can't do my full combo to convert to the other wall to keep my wall pressure. So now I've just lost because I forgot that the wall had been broken one time on this stage, and that's dumb. You shouldn't have to remember that. There should be a clear visual indicator that tells you when that's going to happen, right? And then the other problem too is, like a lot of our stages, very hard to tell where the wall is sometimes, depending on your access. Like here, it can be very difficult to tell, again, like where exactly the wall is. That said, you can see like that, access issues aren't really a problem, so that's fine. When we go down to the second part of the stage as well, when we go down to default 2, this part of the stage is fine. I don't really have any problems with this stage. It's just the top part, and it has so many problems with it, and that's the part of the stage you're going to be seeing the most often. So, because of that, I don't think it's, like, the worst thing in the world, but I think that it has enough issues where it's probably down in C tier. It's like, it just has too many problems at the top, and that come up at every level of play that desperately need to get addressed. I think it's a C tier stage. Sing it with me, boys. Dun, 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 dun. I turned that song off immediately. When I first heard that song in the beta, I laughed at how bad it was. I hate that song. Damn, we're doing a stage deal. It's now sick. We are, yes. Stages are pretty much characters, so when there are inconsistencies, it messes you up. Exactly. Yeah, and if there's a stage that has inconsistencies, I can't put it in S tier. You can't. And the problem is, a lot of stages in this game are an inconsistent mess. Speaking of, that brings us to our next stage, into the stratosphere. Oh my god, don't even get me started. I'm switching back to the Lydia outfit. Don't even get me started on this stage. Holy shit. You want to talk about stages that are an inconsistent mess that should be banned? This is the poster child of that. Oh my lord, that stage. See, I don't even need to explain anything. Everyone knows how bad this stage is. Where's the corner on this stage? Tell me where the corner is right now. Hold on. I'm going to go in the photo mode right now. Where's the corner on this stage? Tell me. Where is it? Can you see where the corner is? Can you even see where the goddamn walls are? Because I can't. I have no idea. You don't know. You not only don't know where the walls are on this stage when you're doing a combo. Like, if I'm doing a combo here, where's the wall right now? I have no idea. I have to use my intuition to know that it's there. And even then, that was farther away than I thought it was. Like, I have no idea at this point how to convert to the wall because I actually just don't know where the wall is. It's there, by the way. I thought it was like where Lydia is right now. I played this game for 1,500 hours and I still don't know where the wall is. And on top of that, too, this stage is janky as hell at the wall. So we can't even see where the damn wall is. Like, I think I can actually do that. I kind of can. But then also, like, this is the same problem where it's like, if I'm slightly off axis here, look how I'm like 2 Vakimram's side. And now, like, all of a sudden his back is to the wall after my 1-2-2. Fucking why? Why is this so why am I moving so much? I'm like teleporting. And the reason why is because it's trying to push us into the corner. Where's the corner? I don't know. And then you want to know something else fucked up too about this stage that I didn't know until like 5 months ago after playing this game for a year. On final round, this stage shrinks. Did you know that? I had no idea. I didn't have a clue that this stage shrunk. And again, by that point, I had like 1,000 hours in this game. I have been playing it a year. The walls are so unseeable and so random that the stage shrinks in half. And I couldn't tell for a year that the stage got smaller on final round. I had no idea. And then on top of that too, no, it gets even worse. Because on top of all of that, you'll also have the point where if I restart, and I restart on the second floor, obviously it starts glowing and we can break the floor and everything. But there's still lava here. And it's still glowing. And so especially when you're like here with the lava running down through the wall and it's glowing like this, sometimes I'll be at the wall and I'll forget if the floor's been broken this round or not. And I'll do this and it's like, oh wait, the floor's already been broken. Oh, well shit. And then sometimes I'll have the opposite problem too. Like if we reload here, like look at this. It's like the same shade of yellow. In fact, right here, it's exactly the same. So like if I'm doing my combo here and I'm looking at the floor and I'm like, I don't know. Ew, I did the same fucking This is what I mean with this stage. Caught in 4K, did you see that? But then look, if I'm in this position, how am I supposed to tell if the floor has been broken or not? You can't. You have to remember, it's so stupid and so avoidable. This stage sucks. This is the worst Tekken stage ever conceived. It's so bad. I could go on and on and on about this, but this is like the most FF tier stage. This should be in its own tier. It should be in a tier below F. This is one of the worst fighting game stages ever. In fact, I would argue this is the worst stage in any fighting game ever. It's that bad. I'm surprised that people didn't know this. I was too when someone told me. It's awful. The logic on this day is absolutely screwed. It makes no sense. Sup, Bez Lydia? Aw, hi, David. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Oh, guys, so stressed today. What happened? I'm just not having a good day. I'm having one of those days where I'm going, ooh, instead of wee, I'm ooh. But yeah, anyway, we gotta move on from this dumpster fire of a stage. This is terrible. Should be its own tier below. And that I agree with you. I might just do that. F doesn't do it justice. Final round placement is also wacky ass access. That's also true, yeah. Why is Sesujin stage in the list twice? Because I think it's simultaneously a great stage, but also it's very poorly designed for tournament. Teleporting problem has been in Tekken 7, it's access dependent. It still feels worse on this stage. But Pirate blind streamer. What? Are you putting all the yeah, kind of shit stage. And like, okay, the other thing I forgot to mention too, if you look at, again, any tournament, right? This isn't just like, this doesn't just happen for you. I don't know the stage. If you look at pro players playing on the stage, more than half of the time you watch them play, someone is going the fuck up or something is going the fuck up, and it's not even their fault. It's so right. That stage should be banned. If I could make one change in this game, it would be ban that stage from tournament or just remove it from the game. It's that bad. New one, the Pac-Man is worse than this one. The Pac-Man one's gonna be last, but you're not gonna like my rating on it then. I just taunt jet upward again. Nice. All right, Azu center stage, Ortiz farm. So I have a little bit of a personal bias with this stage because I have to play a potato mod because otherwise the stage will run at 40 FPS. And without the alpacas roaming around the stage, I think this stage is fine. I don't have any problems with the walls. The balcony break, same thing we were talking about on Rebel Hangar, right? The only difference is that you get the balcony break and then you get the floor break afterwards, right? And it's very easy to convert to the wall after this. And then after that, if you break the floor, you get to this part, which is usually only going to happen in final round. And everyone can take advantage of the tikis because this stage is so small that it's very easy for every character in the game to get wall-to-wall carry. So you are incentivized. I dropped it, but you are incentivized to actually interact with the stage, and I think it makes positioning matter a lot. And because you go on to this last part of the stage in final round, it doesn't feel like you really have to remember exactly what tiki dolls were broken, because it almost never comes up. And even when it does come up, look, if I'm here, I can pretty clearly tell if the wall has been broken or not. There are some times where you can't, right? Like here. And again, that's something that really... Oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm an idiot. No, there are actually lights at the bottom, right below the tiki dolls, that are lit up or not lit up if you've exploded. So no matter what angle you're at, unlike the other stage, it's very clear if you've broken the wall or not, right? And not only that, too, this is why I was trying to say this. I knew I was thinking of something. But also, if we're like at a wall here that, would you please, that hasn't been broken, you can see if I'm at this angle, again, I can look at the floor and know. And that also means that's easier for you to tell exactly where the wall is. But also, even if the tikis are being hidden, there are also those skulls at the top, right? So if we're at like this angle, again, very clear to tell where everything is, right? Even at one of the worst angles, extremely easy to tell. So it's a neat stage. It has a lot of interesting interactions going on with it. It works perfectly fine. It's not janky as hell. I think it's a good stage. I think it's a really good stage. Yeah, and I think visually it's a nice stage too. It does remind me a lot of some of the older Tekken stages. So I think this one's solid. Like initially I didn't think I was going to be putting the stage in S tier, but honest to God, I think that it is what just objectively one of the best stages in the game. You know, like it has the balcony break, it has the floor break, so every character kind of has their thing that they can do with this stage. Everything is very clear visually. You know where everything is for the most part. There's no jank, there's no weird off-axis stuff. You're not moving around randomly. It's like, it's got everything going for it. It's a perfectly good stage. And it's got the UFO. Aliens confirmed. I mean, you saw that in Paul's ending in Tekken 5 too, right? Paris stage. I mean, this is another one where there's not much to say about this. It's just, it's fine. Again, there aren't really a ton of issues with this stage. It's kind of boring, but you know, it serves its purpose. It's like the other two normal stages. It's bright, the lighting's good, you can tell everything that's going on. You don't have a ton of problems with like visual clarity, knowing where anything is. Yeah, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing great about it. There's nothing bad about it. It's just a solid A tier. There's nothing else to really talk about here. There you go. And someone get me yesterday, I don't understand how it works. I really should get off GIMP, but I've just been using it for so long that I can't be bothered. Best track in the game, too. It is pretty good. It's a straightforward thing. Yeah, there's nothing to really talk about. It's just simple. It works. There's no weirdness that goes on. It's A. Mishima Dojo. I really like this stage. I think pretty much everyone likes this stage, but like, here's one thing with this stage. One, very clearly define where the walls are, right? Because you have this thing going on at the bottom of the ground, and that is your indicator to where the wall is, right? So you never have a problem with like where the wall is. Now, what you do have a problem with sometimes is knowing if there's a wall there or not, because sometimes you'll break the wall, right? And then you might be off axis like this and trying to go to the wall, and you can't see if there's a wall, right? So I might try hop kicking and then wall conversion, and then, oh wait, there's no wall there. That happens sometimes. So I wish that like what they did to address that is they made like these pillars or something where the wall is have some sort of visual that tells you, hey, this wall's been broken, right? So you see like here, how this is lined up with this pillar. If I break the wall, then having something on that pillar, or maybe even changing this in some way to tell you that the wall is broken would be nice. But that's really my only complaint with it. The other nice thing about this too is that if you break a wall, so say you break this one, on the next round, the two of you will start like here. So you won't actually start at round start here. You will start at a distance where both of you are equally to the walls that are behind you. which means that you're not decentivized to like break around one round, right? So you might be in a situation where like, I'm going to do a combo and then I'm gonna do this. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't break the wall here so I can preserve it for the next round, because this combo isn't going to kill in case I do get a combo that kills the next round and stuff like that. Nah, man, you just break the wall, because if you break the wall, that not only is it giving you more damage now, but also that's going to make the wall that's behind you further away from you in the next round, meaning that it's harder for the opponent to break the wall behind you too. So it just gives you advantage, which I think is the right way to go about it. And then, yeah, I think that, again, another stage where everything's clear. You know where everything is. You have, like, stage-specific combos, which are neat. I think it's, again, I think this is a perfectly fine stage. And I think it does, in some ways, have a similar problem to the seine subconsciousness, where characters that excel at the wall excel really well on this stage. But again, because the wall breaks and then you two become farther and farther apart from the wall, if they break one wall, then it's going to be hard for them to get to the wall next time. Whereas the seine subconscious kind of does the opposite thing, where it's like you break the floor and then characters that rely on the wall get become worse and worse as the floors break. So yeah, this is a solid S tier. I think most people would agree with that. This stage is really good, really solid. You can also tell there's a wall there by looking to see if there's a wall there. Yeah, tell me where the wall is on Into the Stratosphere then, The one wall breaking to reveal the moon is also nice. Yeah, it just looks nice, right? Hi, Gin. Hello there, been a moment. Hello, welcome in. Good to see you. So remember the 2 frames I tried hitting against you last night? I had 4 times in a row against your meanie just now. Hell yeah. The wall is where the wall is. Except if it's not. I show meanie. Wait. I just tuned in. Hello. Welcome in. You have the subconscious map solo. Yeah, because in tournament, this stage is god-awful. It's so poorly balanced. It's insane. It should be banned. In my opinion. Every character should have a strong wall break move. I think most characters do, to be fair. Subconscious map is twice in the list. Yeah, because I personally like it, but it should be banned in tournament because the balancing on it is stupid. Alright. We're almost done. Moving on to Elegant Palace. I mean, this is another stage that's fine. And it's neat, too, because you have, like, character-specific combos that you can take from, like, this wall all the way to the wall after the balcony break, which I think is neat. There's a lot of creative stuff that you can do on this stage, unique combo routes, and I think that's cool, right? I think that's cool. Again, stage for the most part is consistent, so I don't have a problem with that. But like you can see, I can do this. Oh shit, I don't even remember what the combo is now. It's been so long. I do this. Okay, maybe there is a bit of jank on this stage. That is true. Like this, boop, boop, boop. I think I might have to just dash jab. Yeah, like that. And then I go like boop, boop, here, do this, boop, boop, and now I get, right? So there are stage-specific combos in here that are neat. For the most part, the stage is consistent. Again, you can see where everything is, which is really important. Because the geometry of this stage is very typical. Even when you're in the corner and you're like off axis like this, you can pretty easily tell where the walls and everything are. It has a couple of unique gimmicks going for it. It's just a unique stage. It's a fine stage. I think this one's also really good. S tier stage. It's consistent. It works. You know where everything is. It has a unique thing going for it. You learn specific combos for this stage, which are neat. I think it's fine. I think it's on the lower end of S tier though. I think you can argue putting in A just because sometimes it is a little bit inconsistent, but it's a good stage. Here, the balcony break is high, so you can down forward 4, slide 4. Yeah, see, that must be what I'm thinking of, because sometimes what I'll do, and let me try this out here. Boop, boop, boop. I'll do that. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. Because down forward 4, slide 4 works here, so that's why I was thinking of on Rebel Hangar where it wasn't working. But I guess that's actually a unique thing for this stage instead of it being unique for the other stage that doesn't work. But yeah. Fuck tournament balancing. Let them deal with the mess they helped create. No comment. I remember in Tag 2, some stages had very location-specific gimmicks, like Lab Training stage. I had a floor break on a specific corner of the stage. I wish something like that can come back. The Pac-Man stage has that. Right. What's the stage called? Midnight Siege. I personally hate this stage. Now, one of the reasons, there are a couple of reasons for that. The reason in particular is how muddy the actual corner is. There are so many times where I'm on this stage where we'll be in like the corner and I'll have no idea. Like you can see I'm doing this combo now and he's getting gravitated away from the corner. But like if I do it here, it might gravitate him into the corner. It might gravitate him towards the actual break. And I have no idea where anything is sometimes. I don't know where the corner starts and ends. Sometimes he'll just be in the corner like this. I'll do this. Like you see that, how he's gravitated now towards the actual explosion. And I have trouble knowing when the character is going to move into the explosion or when they're going to stay in the corner or maybe move away from it. I have no idea. And that is obviously a very important thing. I've also had times where I've done combos, right? And I've assumed that they're just going to stay in the corner. It's not going to explode. And I've done my tailspin and everything. And then all of a sudden I've done my combo and it's exploded. I'm like, why? So that's the main problem I have with the stage. I also just don't like the geometry of it personally. This isn't an objective thing. This is just me, like, how I personally feel about the stage. Like, you could see there, he, like, laid up flat against it like he was against this wall, but he was in the corner. So I'm just like, I don't exactly know when the corners start and end on this stage. It feels a little bit too cluttered. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on with everything. Like, again, I can't tell. Like, there I thought that the wall was going to explode. I don't know where the actual thing is. So, like, I think the stage objectively is fine. I don't think there are a lot of big problems with it. I personally just don't like it, though. I'm gonna throw it in B. I'm just not a big fan. I have issues with it, but I know that's not like as much of a problem as some of these R stages, and it only happens in certain situations. I don't like it. I don't like it either. I think it's a solid B. It's fine. I miss Fox's old stage. That stage would be cool if the wall wasn't rigged as fuck. I didn't like that. I did not like how small it was. I never cared for it. Tekken 4 the best stages, but oh, my tournament bounds. We pro players are why we can't have cool things. We need to just let the DOA does working on stages run wild. Don't like it visually too. I agree. Best map for me. All right, yep. We are on the Lydia stage. We are on Seaside Resort. I remember the name of it. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, one of the best stages in the game. I love this stage. And it's not just because I use this for training, but there are also some neat combos you can come up with on this stage that are stage specific because of how wide the stage is, but because you have the sides as well. That doesn't mean that it's going to be a big stage like Coliseum all the time. Like, if you look at it, it's 24 by 36. It's a nice medium-sized stage, and there aren't a ton of medium-sized stages in this game, right? There are a couple, like, I suppose the Pac-Man stage. Well, no, because 36 is about medium. But yeah, this is the only, like, medium-sized stage in this game. Rebel Hangar's second floor is probably coming close, but there's a lot of, decision making that happens on the stage, because not only is wall carry matter, and you're not always going to carry to the wall, so you have to keep that in mind. Because, you know, like, the full stage width is 72 units, right? A full stage width on, like, let's just say arena is 48, you know? So the full stage width of arena is about the same. It's a little bit more than the mid-stage length of Seaside Resort, right? So that means that there's a lot of decision-making that you have to choose when it comes to combos, neutral, and positioning. And I like all of those aspects. It feels like there's a lot of thinking that you have to do without having all of the complexities of the stage gimmicks and stuff. And that makes this stage extremely unique. And I like this stage a lot, you know, because even if we're round start, just sidestepping is going to have an effect because of how much less distance there is to the foreground and background. That means, again, that positioning is really important, because if you're letting the opponent sidestep here and they're able to combo you and wall carry you here, then you're going to get to the wall. But if you have them, like, let's say that these guys move up a little bit like here and you're the red player, then you don't want them to do that, because if they launch you and you both are facing the longer distance of the wall, then they're not going to be able to convert to the wall, right? It's just too long. It's like 50 units. It's almost the same size as Coliseum. It's a little bit smaller. So because of that, you want to stop them from actually getting your back to this wall or this wall. And so, again, positioning is super important here. And, yeah, I think that's a really interesting dynamic. It means that having these really big wall carry combos is important and matters the most on this stage. Positioning is really important. The wall is still in play for both players. It's just about, like, how you go about approaching that. And I think this stage is great. This is one of my, if not my favorite stage in the game. So, easy S tier. Easy S tier. Without question. We got 2 more left, and these are the DLC stages. Genmaji Temple. One of the best OSTs in the game. Also true. I had 3 taunt jet uppers. God damn, you are exponentially improving in real time, too. Beach stage, best stage, visually clear. Yeah, that's also true. Visually clear, looks great. The dynamic with over the rounds of it going down the sunset while still being clear. Perfect stage. Do you think the gimmicks the stages have the gimmicks restored each round? No, I don't. I don't. Because that reduces the decision making when it comes to utilizing the gimmicks. Like, for example, if we're on Rebel Hangar and we're on the 2nd floor, right? And you are the red player and you like side switch at some point, get the blue players back to this wall, do a combo on them and break this wall. You're not breaking this wall for the extra damage. You're breaking this wall so that in the next round, when you're at round start, you no longer have a breakable wall to your back. So that kind of decision-making is important, and I think that restoring the stage gimmicks each round would take away from that. My opinion. No footprints in the sand. Oh, God, not again. I hate octagonal stages, so wall-to-wall hits in combos get ridiculous. Yeah, so that's why I was going to say, I think that this stage is quite bad for some of the same reasons as other stages in this game that are octagonal. Not so much the arena. I think the arena actually normally runs fine, but you can see how long these walls are, right? As opposed to this, where it's a lot more like symmetrical. This stage is not, right? The walls here aren't symmetrical. And so that creates sometimes a problem where the sides of the walls here are a little bit too small, and that can cause your combo to fumble a little bit. So, like, if I go here, boop, boop, and then again, they gravitate towards the corner, right? And you can see them actively gravitating towards the corner. That can create problems where the game is going to really try pushing you to the corner because you're so close, and that can cause some things to, like, get a little bit inconsistent and mess up. And I find that a lot of the time on this stage, for the most part, it's consistent. But there are some times, like, you can see here how it's gravitating us towards the corner on this stage, right? So it's pushing Lydia to the right side to do that. And there are some times on this stage where I feel like I should be, like, maintaining position at the wall. Like there, that's a great example of it. Where, like, it shouldn't wall splat, and I feel like I'm flat against the wall. I'm square with the wall, and you're really not, and you get those sidewall situations. It happens all the time on this stage. So it's consistent in how inconsistent it is. Outside of that, for the most part, it's fine. Like, it's a boring stage. It's an octagonal stage. The effects on it are neat and everything, but because that sort of sidewall situation happens so much, I can't put this stage too highly. I gotta throw it in B. It's not the worst thing in the world. Again, like, it's similar to Urban Square, where it just has some issues and some inconsistencies, but it happens often enough where I can really feel them. And so I'm throwing it in B because of that. Right, and then Clive stage. Want me to stream more, but Doggo needs attention? Give the dog attention, man. Do I need to say anything about this? This is the worst stage in the game. This is the worst stage in the game. Straight up. It's a red stage, so even in neutral visually, it's hard to see. The walls are, like, impossible to see. When this stage came out, you could clip through the walls. Like, where's the wall here? Again, I have a hard time understanding where the wall is. I still don't know where the actual wall explosion on this stage is, because I think it's here. But the problem is that this is all a burning mess. This is also a burning mess. I don't know where it is. I don't know where the corner is. You can see I'm trying to push Fakum. Look how the game is, like, pushing me into the wall while I'm trying to get to the corner here. Look how it kind of teleported me when I did that. So Fakumram's back is to the wall now. Like, and now, again, I'm here, so I'm at the burning pile of wood. It doesn't break it. So I have this problem on this stage where I'm like, ooh, I see the burning pile of wood, so this is where the explosion is. Oh, no, there it is. What I have no idea. I legitimately have no idea what changed. I hit the exact same spot, and it just decided, this time we're going to do it. And then when you get to the castle part as well, it's the same problem, where, like, if I try comboing Fakumram here at the castle part, like, you can see how, again, the stage is, like, how the characters are shifting while I'm bringing him here. But again, like, where's the wall here? I have no idea. And then because the visuals change so damn much with where the, like, the castle wall is and everything, like, there's a gap here. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, oh, the wall's here. No, it's this goddamn bag. This is the entire wall. And then you go onto the second part as well, and it gets even worse because now it's a red stage. Where is anyone right now? Fakumram has melted into the ground. Like, I don't know where anything is. And then you got these two assholes up here that are battling each other, and you got all these particle effects distracting. You got the fire going on. Well, I don't know where anything is. It all blends together. And then this has the other problem of the other stage as well. How, guys, tell me, has the floor broken? I don't know, because you still have the glowing red lava here. There's no good indicator. The indicator is the fire spewing from the ground. The fire is spewing in the background because these two assholes are fighting back here. Look at this. Like, look, the fire is still spewing here. How am I supposed to tell while I'm in the middle of playing the damn game if I've forgotten? It's so stupid. Like, and I can tell you personal anecdote as well. when I was playing after Clive release, I think it was, yeah, it was at Frosty Faustings. If we were playing casuals, every single person I played against, like, look, I didn't even know the wall was here. I had no idea. There's no good indicator. I had no idea where the wall is because, again, this is a circular stage, right? So I'm like back here and I'm seeing this and I'm thinking that the wall is here because on every other stage in the game, the wall would be here because that's like where it would line up, right? But no, because it's circular, it's here. So all the time, if you manage to get to the wall on this stage, you don't know where it is. So what I was saying was that, like, at Frosty Faustings, every single time I played casuals and we got this stage, after one game, they would change it. Like, we would play one game, and then that was it. Go to the next stage, and then play, like, 10 games on that other stage or something. That's how bad this stage is. No one likes this stage. It's awful. It's so bad. I don't know how this got past anything. It's F. It's F, it's F, it's F. In fact, I'm making another tier. Hold on. 1 second. I'm making another tier. And let me get a new color. Let me make it blue. Bucket fill. These two stages are going down here. This is Z tier. This is Z tier stages. Just absolute garbage. Right, and then I forgot to actually do this here. Hold on a second. I forgot to crop out the Pac-Man stage, so let me do that real quick so we can do that for the last one. All right, last stage, Pac-Man stage. Clive, dear, stop. The grass is the wall. That's just physics. On the bottom part, I tray as an infinite stage. But sometimes it's not, and that's the problem. Clive stage is bugged still. Sometimes round 3 stage happens in round 2. Oh, good. So not only is it like, could you clip through the walls and the stage looks terrible and you can't see what's going on. You don't know where the walls are and you don't know where the wall explosion is. But it's also bugged. Amazing. Now, I straight up don't know what part does and which part doesn't blow up. It's horrible. It's the worst stage in the game. Thinking more about how 2 hit strings can resplat you on a diagonal stage wall like a stand back 1-2. Also true. There's no indication that the gimmick has been used. No. Little bits of fire do come out now on the first stage, and on the second part they don't. Except they still do. Need the standard yellow crates to know where the border is on this stage. We really do. All right. And now the last stage in the game right now, the Pac-Man stage. Pac-pixels. This, in my opinion, is the coolest stage in the game. There are a lot of people that hate this stage. I think this stage is sick. I haven't been able to play on this stage too much, but every single time I play on this stage, it's really cool because of the positioning aspect of it, right? So, like, one of the things I complain about on seine subconsciousness is that characters that excel in floor breaks and wall breaks aren't equal. On here, you are, because you have the floor break in the middle, so a character that has good floor breaks can use that. And then, obviously, characters with wall breaks, you still have the wall. And when you get to the wall, you remove the ability to use the floor break. But then the other cool thing, too, about this stage is because the floor break is in a very specific part of the stage, that means that you have to not only take the positioning into account, but you also have to think about where the move is going to go when you do the attack, which is a very Soul Calibur thing, right? So I'm biased, of course, but this is something that's very important in Soul Calibur. So there are some characters, like if I play Talum, you know, if I do 2-2A with Talum, that rings out to her right. No, her left. And so the positioning aspect of that is neat. If I'm playing against Ivy, she has a reverse a reverse ring out that she can do with her While Rising B. And so I'm very accustomed to that kind of positioning thing that happens in Soul Calibur. And a lot of that I feel is missing from Tekken because it's just get to the wall, keep the opponent aligned with the wall, do the thing. But on this stage, it really takes into account where your moves are actually going to throw the opponent, even if your back is to the thing, right? So, like, if I do, even though this wouldn't normally break the floor where Fakumram is right now, because this flips sides, I can think about that, do my throw here. Oh, sorry, I was a little bit too far out. Christ, it wasn't quite there. But you get the point, right? Because it flips around to the other end, that's something I have to think about when breaking the floor, you know? And it's the same on the second stage as well, because now the second stage, not only am I able to, like, get my combo off here, but now I can change up my combo, Christ, the sidewall, based on where the other floor break is, right? So if I, again, break the floor here, and then let's just have him stand up, and now I can do my combo, and now I can think, like, I can't break the floor right now, but I can break it here, and then continue my combo. It leads to a lot of creativity when it comes to how you utilize your combos and your combo options, which is really neat. It's super neat. And then on top of that too, like, again, if I just, like, break the floor here, if I, let's say that I'm in a position where I'm not going to be able to get the floor break, right? If I do this, I actually gotta think about this a little bit. Hold on. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, so if I'm here and I get my launcher, guess what I can do? I can do this, and then this, and now look, I broke the floor, right? Isn't that sick? Isn't that so cool? So I'm using my heat burst not just for combo extension, but I'm intentionally, like, sidestepping to the right so that I can get the floor break and continue my combo. Isn't that, and get to the corner. Isn't that cool? This stage is so sick. There's so much creativity with it. It's so unique. It works. There are, again, one big thing, clear visual indicators, not just where the wall is, but also where all of the floor breaks are. So, like, if I go in the photo mode here, and you look, like, you have these lines, very clear and obvious where everything is, where that is, where the wall is, so you're never confused where anything is. I, unfortunately, with this stupid camera, can't go down to the second floor, but the same thing is on the second floor, and even though it's just a reskin of Geometric Plane, they've redone it with all of this Pac-Man stuff. It looks great. I love the little Pac-Man fireworks and everything in the air. Even though they use Geometric Plane as a base, this is an example of a stage where instead of using their R&D for just visual clarity, which is, well, not visual clarity, but visual, like, stuff, which has always kind of been my problem with Tekken 8, has been that it feels like a lot of the budget and the focus has gone to graphics instead of how the game, like, functions. This is a stage where they took a base that already existed in Tekken 7, they added a couple of things, and they used the money to focus on making the stage actually interesting and unique and fun and balanced and work. And it does that. This is the best stage in the game, straight up. In my opinion, this stage is the single best stage in the game. And I could go on and on and on about why I like this stage so much, but I think that this stage also serves as a testament to what Tekken stage design should be. You know, like, again, look at the difference between this stage and, like, this stage, right? This stage is obviously, like, it's the story stage, but this stage, I don't need to tell you that all of the budget on this stage went into just purely visuals, right? And because of that, how the stage actually functions suffers greatly because of that. This stage, complete opposite direction, and this stage is great. It's the best one in the game, and you can't argue with me about it. You just can't. So, anyway, that's my stage tier list. This went on way too long, but I had a lot to say because I'm very passionate about stages in Tekken for some reason. Yeah, that's it.